Here's the Inspire doc that goes along with the handout that I scanned in for you guys for the natural logs and E, the exponential function. Sometimes I'm going to be talking, adding some extra bits of information. Other times I'm just going to show you each page. So please pause if you need more time. Also pause because you have to work on the handout at the same time as well. At any point, let me know if you guys have any questions. Email me over the weekend. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so again, pause the video to go ahead and do number 1 on the gift before going to the next page. Now I'm just going to scroll up and down just to show you different values. Again, pause the video so you can work on number 2 on the gift. And I'll scroll up and down so you could see other values. Even though they're in decimal form here, you can also have the fraction equivalent. The 1/8 is the 0.125, 1/4, and then 1/2. Again, you can pause the video and do number 3 on the gift. Obviously, since this is a video of the Nspire doc, go ahead and use your own calculator to help you with number 4. Again, pause the video to do this. All right, so this is just showing a table of values. You don't have to try to get to this screen, but when x is 3, 2, 1, 0, just to check with your values that you were able to come up with. Right, so I just want to walk you through how to get this on your calculator if we're going to type in some more values. Um, this is just saying this expression is evaluated or such that x is equal to 1,000. If you go to type this in, that such that bar, that's right there. If you're not familiar with it, you can get to, I'm going to go down here. If you just go to control and equals, and it's right here. So you could just click on that for the such that, and it was just taking my previous answer. So go ahead and continue working on number 5 using your calculator, and just go ahead and type in each one. The first one is done for you. Pause the video as you do this. All these pages are just showing the individual calculations, so this is what you should be typing in each time. Just giving us this approximation now. Here are the next two. So we've calculated all of these values to fill in the table. Now make sure when you go to hit E, it's right over here, just below the caret key next to the 10 to the x key. We don't want to use the letter E down here. We want to use the function or the value of this E to the x. And you could just type in where it shows x just to the first. And this is just to show you if we chose an even larger power of 10. Right, we should be on the 3rd page now of our the handout for the natural logs in E. You want to fill this in for 6A. You can pause the video if you need to do this at this point. Pause the video to work on number 6, part D. Then go ahead for move on to number 6, part E. Pause the video again. So here are the answers. All right, so when we're going to use our calculator, the log key is going to be Control 10 to the X. And when you hit that, you're going to have a spot to type in a base. So if, like right here again, the base would be 10, so we would just type a 10 in there. Or you could, I think leaving it blank too, the calculator will assume that it's a 10. But then all I did was just calculate this down here for you, just to show that it is equal to 50. Pause the video, go ahead and do number 6, part F. Make sure you're filling out this part too on the handout. Again, pause the video to do part G. And you can start checking your answers now. Again, pause the video at this point. And then get ready to check your answers. Okay, next we're just going to go to the calculator to type them in. So all you have to do is type these into the calculator as another way to check your answers. So pause the video again, use your calculator. Remember, we're using this E value right over here next to 10 to the X to do so. Pause the video and then proceed. So looking at all of these answers, it's almost like the natural log and the E sort of canceled each other out. So that's something to think about as well. We'll talk about it in class. And also, if you weren't sure, the natural log key is just control e to the x. And a lot of times the control could also act as an inverse key as well. Notice here this is x squared, it's the square root of x. So e to the x and natural log, perhaps there's a relationship there as well. Like I said, again, we'll talk about this later on in the course. Go ahead and pause the video, do number 9 by hand on the gift, and then just check with your calculator. Still know how to do these without. Again, pause the video if you didn't already, because I'm going to show the answers on the next page. All right, coming up next, we're going to briefly review laws of exponents, laws of logarithms. Pause the video, go ahead and do problem 10 on the gift. Again, pause the video to do number 11. All right, so again, just do these on your own calculator. Pause the video if you need to. I'm going to proceed to the next page. Again, pause the video if you need to. Pause and complete number 12, part A. Again, type this on your calculator. And just check number 12, part B. So what this is showing is whether we're using just a common log or the natural log, the laws of logarithms still apply. Go ahead and complete part C. And here are the results. Right, the next few pages are just showing some electronic flashcards. So look at them, pause the video if you need to, and then I'll click on the answer for you. All right, now we're at problems like 13 through 18 where we're going to use logs and natural logs to solve equations. A lot of times I'm going to ask you for both the exact answer and an approximate answer, so it's very important to clearly state that this is the exact answer. And then all you have to do is hit Control Divide to get to the approximate answer. We're always going to round in this class to 3 decimal places, the nearest thousandth. And we always want to check our solution. So this just shows you it really doesn't matter what base we're using. It's all going to turn out to be this. We could use base 10. Remember, natural log is just log base e. So it doesn't matter what base we're using here. It should all work out to the same value. Pause the video. Go ahead and do number 15 on the gift. Again, very important to note the steps here to solve for x, as well as how to write our exact answer. Pause the video, do number 16. So here's the difference. Anytime we're dealing with e, we want to use the natural log because of that special connection that's over here. And if you haven't guessed it or thought about it, they're inverses of each other, just like log base 10 and then 10 to the x are inverses of each other. Again, pause the video to do number 18. All right, the next set, we're going to be solving equations involving logs or the natural log. So those already show up in the problem. A lot of times the trick here is to rewrite the original equation, sometimes taking it from natural log to log base e, as well as rewriting it from a logarithm to an exponential equation. Again, pause the video to do number 20. Pause again to do 21. All right, then our last two problems will focus on this. We want to simplify expressions with the natural log and e. So pay close attention to this. We're going to spend a lot more time going over problems like these two. So if we're just looking at an expression, we could set it equal to some other variable. In this case, we're going to call it u. Right, and then our last problem, this is the last one I assigned for you guys to do up to on the handout, and then you'll see when the document ends, it's going to end at page 8.13, and then I'll continue this in another video for the remainder of the assignment for next week. So what this is saying here is what I mentioned before. If the natural log and e are inverses of each other, they cancel out. This is why it would make sense we're just left with the x squared minus 1. Again, you don't have to finish the gift right now. I will assign that at a later time.